Alright, Shalom. First off, I would like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wakakadash, double honors to our apostles and elders of the great millstone, and a sincere peace and salutation to all the Akim that's pushing his word in truth and in sincerity. So, Brother Ganan from the DC camp coming back at you with another video. And the Lord's will, we entitle this video Predestination. And we're just going to entitle that. I was going to make it a milk video, but really this ain't milk. It's not basic to, it may be basic to, brothers that's learned, but, it's something that you gradually understand as you get into this truth. It's not something you're going to just get right off the bat. So I'm not going to make it a milk video, but, just going to go into a couple scriptures. I'm not going to get deep into it. This is a heavy topic that you can get deep, but I'm not going to get deep into it. I'm just going to hit a couple scriptures just to make the point that we were predestined to do this. Predestined means this was our destiny. This is what we were called to do from the beginning. This is what we were made to do. It's prophesied the downfall of kingdoms. And this is not the first kingdom that we did it, because the scriptures say the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. So if you was a prophet in your past life, you're going to be a prophet now. And it's just as simple as that. And I'm going to start off in Jeremiah. This is Jeremiah 1:5. It says, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee." Right, so before we was formed in our mother's belly, before, our father, our earthly father let off, and our earthly mother, Yahweh Bashem Awashai knew us. He knew the spirit he was going to put there. That's why it says, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee." He been knew us, man. It was already an idea to make us do what we're doing today, which is push this truth. It says, "And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee." Right. So before we was put out of the womb, he sanctified us. He cleansed us. He gave us that even though we were once wicked, he gave us that spirit which will be forgiven, man. He gave us that sanctified. The word sanctified means to be cleansed. He gave us that clean spirit, that pure spirit, man. That spirit that when you get into this world, we just not of this world, man. He sanctified us, So I'm going to read it again. It says, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and ordained thee a prophet unto the nation." Right? He ordained us before our parents knew who their children was going to be. Yahweh Bashem Awashai, Yahweh being the Most High, Yahweh Shai is his begotten Son. The first creation of Yahweh. They knew we were going to be prophets, man. They knew we were going to be in this lot. They knew who was who, man. Because contrary to popular belief, you don't choose you don't choose your Lord and Savior, as the Christians would say. They choose us. I'm gonna jump to Romans. I don't have it in order. That's why I was looking at it like that. This is Romans 8:28. It says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who were called according to his purpose." Everything is going to work good to them that was called according to his purpose, according to Yahweh Bashem Awashai's purpose. It says, "For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. and whom he called, them he also justified. Whom he justified, them he also glorified. Right. And you heard the word predestinate twice, man. Twice. And it's talking about as it start off, it says, and we all know that the things work together for the good, for good to them that love the Most High, and that's being cleansed, man. That's that clean spirit that's going to love Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and it's going to work to their good. You know, and it says, for whom he did foreknow, so he been knew us. He also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son. Let's look up that word predestinate real quick so I can get the correct definition. One second. Yeah, the word predestinate, I don't know, Salakia. I ain't even push that. One second. Yeah, I don't know the Greek word for that. It says to predetermine, decide beforehand. To foreordain, appoint beforehand. So to be chosen beforehand, man. Before we got ready to do our thing, we were already chosen to do this work. It says that he might be the firstborn among his brethren, So we're going to be the first of our nation, man. After Yahweh Shah. In whatever order you fall in the 144, Ultimately because we was there with Yahweh Shah in the beginning, man. Because Yahweh Shah was here before all of this was created. And you can prove that in Proverbs. Let me see. Proverbs 8 and let me see. This is Proverbs 8 and 22. It says, Yahweh possessed me in the beginning of his way before his works of old. I was set up from the everlasting, from the beginning or ever the earth was. Right, So this talking about Yahweh Shah. He was set up from the beginning, before the earth ever was. It says, verse 24, when there were no depths, I was brought forth. So when there was no depths, Yahweh Shah was there. When there was no fountains abounding with water, before mountains were settled, before the hills, I was brought forth. So before everything that you see, Yahweh Shah was here, man. Yahweh Shah was doing this. Yahweh Shah was here. Yahweh created Yahweh Shah. That's why he's the only begotten son. And then Yahweh Shah created us. It says in the beginning, the Alahims created the heavens and earth. So when you see the word God there, it means powers. Talking about the angels, starting with Yahweh Shah. So Yahweh Shah and his men, Lord's willing, we those men, created the heavens and the earth, man. So we was here from the beginning. We were predestined, once it was, our time to go into the flesh, we were predestined to do this work, man. We was predestined to push this work. Got a couple more scriptures. This is Galatians 1:15. It says, "But when it pleased the Most High, whom separated me from my mother's womb, and called me by his grace, to reveal his Son in me, that I might preach him among the heathen, immediately I conferred not with flesh and blood." Right, so when it pleased the Most High, he called us to do this work. As the scriptures say in Matthew 22:14, "For many are called, but few are chosen." So when it pleased the Most High, we immediately stopped what we was doing. It says, what did it say? He said, immediately I conferred not with flesh and blood. Right, immediately we walked in the spirit, man. We just went in the spirit and we started to do this work. And our brothers got that same story, man. We had different aspirations. We had different goals. We had different things we wanted to do in our so-called life. But when it pleased the Most High, when the Most High called for us, we came and did this work, man. Our minds were being brought back into remembrance because we were predestined to do this, and that's pretty much the point. We were predestined to do this work, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. Lord's will, we finish this fight, and reach our rest. As the scriptures say, labor to enter into that rest. Hebrews 4:11. We try and labor to enter into that rest so we can be with our Lord again, be with Yahweh Shai again, man, who created us, and be among the first fruits again, as we were predestined to do. So brothers gotta understand, when you come into this truth, you're gonna have a lot of cases of so-called deja vu, because we were once this before. You did this before, man. This ain't new. This is new to the memory of your mind. But as you get deeper and deeper into this thing, you start to understand what this is truly about. That's why the Shar Kasap in the DC camp always say, he really believe you truly get that understanding when you're in your 3rd or 4th year, and what this truth is truly about, man. But the point is, we were predestined to do this. Lord's will, brothers, somewhat is edified and built up, for the younger brothers, but like I said, this topic can go deeper, it's a deeper topic, it's something that you can keep going into to prove the predestination, and our destiny is already what it's going to be, man. It's already what it's going to be. That don't mean you just say F it and just do your own thing, But the scriptures say man's going is of the Lord, And Proverbs and Jeremiah says he know that the way of man is not within himself, It's not in man that directed his own path, It's in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that's going to direct our path. That's why you got to pray to the Lord that he don't leave us, man. And that no matter what, no matter the battle of the flesh and the spirit that we battle it, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua strengthen us to finish this fight. And Lord's will, we those men that was predestined to obtain the kingdom with Yahweh Shai, But with that, Lord's will, brothers, is edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders up in Great Millstone who rule well. And the sincere peace and salutation to all the Aki and is pushing this word and truth and in sincerity. So, brother, good night, shalom.